Welcome back to the Busy Moms Building course. I'm going to show you now how I use Acuity scheduling to make my life super easy and to manage my time. So Acuity scheduling is a calendar management system. Okay, this is the back end of Acuity. What I'm able to do here is set different meeting types, and I can make those meetings public or private, meaning that someone would have to have the direct link to be able to book that type of meeting. And I can also decide different times I want those different types of meetings to be available. So I'm going to run you through an example here of a public meeting that I have available on my calendar. So right here I have this exploratory call. I'm going to click on it. And I use this call as a 20-minute call, and I use it for potential new clients. So when I set this up, I decided I wanted the duration to be for 20 minutes. You can also decide to block off time on your calendar before or after. So let's just say you're doing a coaching call that you know you're going to have to prep for. You might want to block a few minutes before the call off. And if you don't like being rushed from call to call, you might want to block a few minutes after. You can set a price. So this is super helpful because if you wanted to charge for the time, you could put in a price point and link it to your Stripe account or your PayPal account. So I do business consulting, and what it does is when someone tries to book an hour meeting with me for business consulting, they're directed immediately to the PayPal page to pay me before they can actually schedule that meeting. So it makes it super easy, and it's one less back and forth that you have to have. You can select category. So you can categorize your call, and then colors. I use colors to quickly be able to identify what type of call was booked. And then if you want it to be on your public calendar, or if you want people to only be able to access it through the private link. And then also I will show you intake forms. You can really use intake forms to collect different types of information based on the type of meeting that you're setting up. I've seen people use it to collect URLs and have free-form paragraphs so people can type exactly what they are setting up the meeting for. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the intake forms. So I have one here called client information. I use this one for all of my forms. So what I say is if the person has a Skype, to leave me their Skype name, so that I prefer to communicate with people via Skype. If they don't leave their Skype name, then I use the phone number that they signed up with the appointment for, but that you can do a whole ton of different options. I could have a checklist for my clients, and I could say, what is this call about? Sales funnels, email management, social media management. So really the opportunities are quite endless here. I actually should take advantage more of this section. And as you can see, there is also a ton more of different things. You can add users to your calendar. You can set up packages and gift certificates if you're hosting classes, your payment settings. The one thing I do want to show you under this business setting tab is sync with calendars. So what I do, the easiest way I have found to use Acuity is I sync to my work Google Calendar. So if you're anything like me, you might have a calendar that has a whole ton of different reminders on it for stuff that you need to do at home and for family, or even just to prompt you to remember to do something that you don't want to forget. So I keep all of that information in my home calendar. I have a different Gmail address for that. When people are trying to book time with me, I only want it to go against my current business meetings. So I only sync my Google Calendar for work. What I do on my home calendar, so my home calendar Gmail account, is I bring my work calendar into that account. So I have a holistic view of everything I need to get done for business and home. And then by doing that, it will also pull in all of the Acuity calls that get set up. So if we go up here to client scheduling page, if I click this, these are the types of meetings that I've made public for people to be able to book calls with me. If I go back to business settings and appointment types, you can see for these private calls, like I have a call chat with friends, here I can copy the appointment link. And in a little bit, I'm going to show you actually how to embed your calendar on your website so that you can easily have it available publicly for people to book calls with you. So under appointments, you can see for the week of January 1st, 2017, these are the calls I have on my current Google Calendar, my current work Google Calendar that are pulling into Acuity. So no one's going to be able to book time over that meeting. Now I'm going to show you how to set your availability. So what I love about Acuity is that you can set different availability based on the types of meetings that you have set up. So under here, I have this whole group. All of these meetings are selected to fill in this availability. So I close my office on Monday, so I don't take calls on Mondays. And then I have, these are my normal under Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Here are my normal business hours. Now, if you scroll down, this is the actual calendar. So what I can do is I can close off certain days that I know I don't want to take meetings. So for example, on Thanksgiving, I closed off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and was not taking meetings. Now, if I go over to December, you can see I closed off a few dates to meetings. And usually when I close off dates to meetings, it's because either my daughter will be home or I'm trying to work on a big project. So that was all of these calls up here. Now, if I go down to, let's say, chat with friends, I have different hours for my chats with friends than I do for every other call. So I am able to ensure that certain appointment types are only being booked based on when I want to be able to take those calls. So now I want to show you how easy it is to get your calendar in front of your potential clients, your customers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's say that I wanted to create a page for people to set up free calls with me just to get to know each other. So for example, I'm in a lot of mastermind groups. And so I want to get to know the people in that mastermind group. So I'll often set up a chat with friends. So let's say to make this easy, I don't want to always have to find this direct link to that calendar. I can take this embed code right here and go over to a page in my WordPress dashboard, copy in that embed code, and now I'm going to preview the page. So as you can see now, I could set this page to be redefiningmom.com/chat. I can give that link to all of my mom friends that I want to be able to set up a call with me. And there they are. So now they don't have to go directly to the Acuity link. They can go right to your website. There's so many other ways you can use this. You can embed the exploratory call with new clients on your Work With Me page. I suggest you do that. You can put a link to your calendar in your signature so that people, when they email you, can see that they can set up a meeting with you. I hope this was useful, and if you have any questions on how to get started, please feel free to reach out to me directly.